evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Swati Kundra. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 8th of December. Heart of Asia Summit begins in Pakistan. Probe in Peshawar school attack case not satisfactory, say victims' parents. And Madhesi's leaders say Nepal government suppressing ethnic communities. And now for all the details. The Heart of Asia Conference on Afghanistan began on Tuesday in Islamabad. Afghan officials called for an urgent and united response to the growing militancy threatening the world.
A multilateral conference joined by Asian and other countries began in Islamabad to gather support for war-torn Afghanistan. Afghanistan for long has been ravaged by war against Taliban insurgents. During the conclave, Afghan leaders stressed for a united position against terrorist activities in various parts of the region and the world.
This vision of a peaceful, stable and prosperous Afghanistan, which is in the best interest of the region, is far from becoming reality unless we put an end to financial, logistical and ideological support enjoyed by militants in our region. We believe that our country can act as a catalyst and a land bridge to connect parts of the region to accelerate regional socio-economic cooperation.
Efforts to revive the stalled Afghan peace talks between the Afghan government and Taliban group will be discussed during the summit. The two-day meeting is also expected to focus on energy, infrastructure and investment deals to shore up commitment to Afghanistan. 27 nations, including United States, Russia, China, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Iran and Turkey are participating in the conference. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani will attend the second day of the conference on Wednesday.
India's Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj heads to Pakistani capital Islamabad to attend the Heart of Asia Conference. She will also hold talks with her Pakistani counterpart, which will mark a definite step towards rapprochement between the two nuclear neighbors.
The wheels for talk started turning when the Indian and Pakistani Prime Ministers met briefly on the sidelines of the ongoing climate summit in Paris. Then on December 6th, an under-the-radar meeting between the National Security Advisors and Foreign Secretaries of both countries in Bangkok set the course for bilateral talks to resume on a ministerial level, something that's not happened in 3 years. Narendra Modi's government's climb down from its anti-Pakistan stance, which it took during the 2014 election campaign, is seen as something that will encourage peace in the region.
It would kick-start a fresh dialogue between the two countries. It will take some time, and then very soon, within few months, Indian Prime Minister would also be visiting Pakistan, for SAARC summit. So it's a good beginning. We hope something would come up. It's still early to say what would happen, ultimately.
But Mr. Modi's party's allies are not on board with the fledgling peace moves.
क्योंकि बार-बार बातचीत होती है, हम झुकते हैं बार-बार, हम झुकते हैं, वो नहीं झुकते। टेररिज्म ख़त्म नहीं हो रहा है हमारे देश में, जो पाकिस्तान स्पॉन्सर टेररिज्म है, और ख़ास करके जो देश पाकिस्तान जैसा देश हमेशा हिंदुस्तान को ख़त्म करने पे तुला है, उनकी हर साजिश, उनकी हर चाल हिंदुस्तान के खिलाफ होती है। ऐसे देश के साथ आप मीठी-मीठी बात करेंगे और यहाँ हमारा जवान शहीद होगा, हमारे पंजाब के, हमारे कश्मीर के लोग मारे जाएंगे, ये कब तक हम सहन करेंगे?
The opposition Congress party has termed the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party government's move to open peace talks with Pakistan a betrayal of what Mr. Modi and BJP stand for. It's unclear if the ministerial meeting could set the stage for resumption of the stalled composite dialogue. Bilateral talks India had called off on charges that Pakistan was sponsoring terrorism directed at India.
Staying on news from Pakistan, as the first anniversary of the Peshawar Army Public School attack approaches, parents of terrorism victims have expressed their discontent with the probe by the government in the case. On 16th December 2014, 6 Taliban gunmen had stormed into the school, opening indiscriminate fire at students and teachers alike, killing over 140 people.
The parents of deceased children claim that they have always been kept in the dark about identification of the convicts and would now boycott all official functions scheduled for the first anniversary of the massacre. Despite the passage of 1 year, the attackers and those behind them hadn't been brought to justice, they said. During a news conference at the Peshawar Press Club, APS Chuhadap Forum President Faisal Khan said the government never built a memorial to recognize the bravery of the APS school children nor acknowledged them as the victims of terrorism. We got only bodies of our children and certificates and nothing else, he said. He also added that the hanging of 4 people in the APS case was just to ease the unrest among parents. Pakistan government had announced the National Action Plan to counter terrorism in the aftermath of the massacre, but many believe the program continues to be marred by inadequate effort on part of the government.
In a new development, the Indian government is floating the idea for the gold exchange to reduce physical demand for the precious metal and to allow people to get some financial return on their holdings. A report.
India's love affair with gold continues to shine bright. An estimated 22,000 tons of the precious metal worth $1 trillion is lying across the country, with about 90% of it in temples offered by devotees. This means India has enough gold to launch its own exchange. But people here are attached to their gold, using it for investments and gifts. And getting them to part with it for exchange trading would be a challenge, even if there was a financial incentive.
It's around thousands of the ton, 1,000 ton we usually import a year. Basically, this is a requirement of the India, and out of that 600 ton goes for the jewelry and the remaining for the investment and into the industry. Now looking at all this, no doubt there are around 25,000 ton is lying with the Indian women, but to get that out and to get into the circulation, we need to have big policies.
Just last month, the Modi government introduced schemes to allow people to turn their gold into cash, but with mixed results. One initiative was a big flop with under 500 grams worth of jewelry being monetized. But another clocked demand for paper gold at $40 million.
Jewelers are very much satisfied and very much happy also. They are allowed to take part in this gold monetization scheme. So at the same time their business is also improved because the footfall also increase, and naturally they don't have to rely upon the bank also. So I think it will help a lot to the jewelers across the country.
While the government's plans for a gold exchange is still at an early stage, there is so much of precious metal in the country that a new way of trading could take off.
Leaders of Nepal's ethnic Madhesi community have accused the government of suppressing innocent people. Madhesis have been protesting against Nepal's new constitution.
Senior Madhesi leaders who were in New Delhi to raise concern on the ongoing political crisis in Nepal accused the Nepal government of subjugating innocent citizens.
नेपाल सरकार के द्वारा तो वो समझे कि अत्याचार का हद सीमा नांग चुका है, क्योंकि सिर्फ शांतिपूर्ण जुलूसों पर ही बल का प्रयोग पर तो किया ही गया है, वो घरों में घुसकर जो है कभी खाना पका रही महिला को गोली मार दिया है, कभी बच्चे को जो है गोली मार दिया है.
Madhesis are demanding redemarcation of the boundary, inclusion of proportionate representation and allocation of parliament seats on the basis of population.
जब तक हमारी समझौता सहमति नहीं होगा, हम संसद अवरुद्ध किए हैं, हम संसद अवरुद्ध करके रखेंगे और उदारता नहीं करा पाएंगे.
तो अगर संसद अवरुद्ध होगा, संसद की कार्यवाही नहीं चलेगी, तो किसी भी तरह के अमेंडमेंट्स के लिए जगह कहाँ बचेगी? नहीं, तो हम हमारी सहमति करें, हम स्वयं उसको अवरोध हटाएंगे, हम स्वयं उसमें सहभागी होंगे और कहेंगे संसद चले. और उसके लिए सरकार कह रही है कि आपसे बातचीत की जा रही है.
नहीं, बातचीत तो आज 2 महीना से की जा रही है, लेकिन कहाँ परिणाम मुख्य है.
India has urged both the sides to resolve internal crisis to bring back normalcy in the country.
It will be one of the most memorable moments in their lives as over 100 couples tied knot together as a mass wedding in India.
As many as 151 couples rang their wedding bells together at a mass marriage in India's western Surat over the weekend. The grand ceremony was organized by a city-based diamond trader for girls with poor financial backgrounds or without fathers.
का कोई नहीं था, मेरे पापा ही थे, उनके सिवा मेरा कोई नहीं था। फिर भी अल्लाह ताला ने उनको अपने पास से प्यारे कर लिए, लेकिन तब बहुत सोचा कि मेरी शादी कैसे होगी। जो अनाथ है, जिसके पापा नहीं है, जो गरीब है, उन सब के लिए उन्होंने ऐसी चीज की है ना जो अपने भी नहीं कर सकते हैं।
મને ખૂબ જ ખુશી થાય છે કે જે દીકરીને પપ્પા નથી એઓને પપ્પાની છત્રછાયા હું આપી શક્યો અને એમને જે પણ જિંદગીના જે કોડ હતા એ અરમાનો હતા એ હું પૂરા કરી શક્યો જેનો મને ગર્વ છે.
Thousands of guests were part of the 3-day celebration to bless the newlyweds. Mass marriages are usually conducted by social service groups to help the underprivileged sections of the society lead a normal life, as such people otherwise face difficulties to find a life partner.
Ace Indian designers presented blend of exquisite cuts and rich legacy at the 11th edition of the Blenders Pride Fashion Tour in India's showbiz capital Mumbai. The event was a delight for fashion enthusiasts. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Heart of Asia Summit begins in Pakistan. Probe in Peshawar school attack case not satisfactory, say victims' parents. And Madhesi leaders say Nepal government suppressing ethnic communities. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/AsAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @AsAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.